Hey everybody, happy full moon in Aquarius. Oh my gosh. Last night for the Sisterhood of the Moon, which I was calling the Motherhood of the Moon because it ended up being me and my mama and then a dear friend of hers and her daughter, and we went up to the botanical gardens to listen to some music under the beautiful light of the sun in Leo. We never saw the full moon because she rose so late in the evening, but oh my gosh, the skies were just magnificent. One side you can look out and the skies were blue, and then they were like the darkest black and gray, and we were protected. The rain never came, but it was a lovely evening and just celebration of this time. And has me doing a lot of reflection, and I think that we're all being asked to reflect pretty deeply right now. So I don't know much about astrology. This is like my new the new thing that I'm curious about, that I'm diving into, that I'm wanting to learn. If you want to know some really specific great details, I definitely highly recommend Molly McCord. She's here on YouTube, has all kinds of great podcasts. Chani Nicholas, one of my absolute favorites, love her book called You Were Born for This, and Kai Pacha of the Pele Report, all been super helpful. There's tons of other people that maybe you connect with, but I am not going to pretend to be able to explain astrologically what's happening right now, besides what I call my big takeaway. My big takeaway is this. Right now, there is what's called a fixed grand cross. So the sun is in Leo and the moon, the full moon, is in Aquarius. Those are two of the fixed signs. The other two fixed signs are Taurus and Scorpio. And these are all in a giant square. So these fixed signs, if you want to know, there's this great, human design, or like just really know about the energy that was present at the moment of your birth. Just on a side note, I'm starting to read astrology charts, and if that's something that interests you, because what this shows is this grand cross, these four fixed signs are four areas of your life that are really being illuminated right now, that are being called into attention about what is going well, what's not going well. And this has been an energy that's been around probably since, for a couple of months, for sure, since the eclipse season that began at the very end of April through May. But what I loved about everything that I've been listening to is that, with the sun in Leo, it's really like it's shining a light. Leo is a very, like in the spotlight. As I look here in the sun, like you want to be in the spotlight, being who you really are, authentically, beautifully you. And that's what I say, the Sisterhood of the Moon is the community of open-minded spiritual seekers, whatever spirituality means to you, who are passionate about understanding themselves so that they can live a fearlessly authentic life. And that's what's happening right now. Like this sun is wanting you to be like your light sign. There is nobody else who can do you. So what is it that you have to bring? Forget what other people want you to do or want you to be or think that you should bring. Who do you want to be in this world, and how are you shining your light? It's real, like talk a lot about ownership of your own energy, your sense of yourself, and really from a healthy place. Because the other thing that's going on is, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's like this transformative energy, and where you're maybe feeling something new or something stirring, and maybe there's more, maybe I want to do this and I'm being called to that, but then there's like this pause. And I've come to realize I hate pauses. I don't like them. Like when I get an idea, I'm like, let's go. And that's, I have Aries rising in me. So I definitely do have some Mars energy, but Mars right now is in Taurus. And being there, Mars isn't super comfortable in Taurus, because Taurus is like, hey, slow down, chill out. Like, let's just put our feet in the earth and let's relax. And like just simplify. And Mars is like, let's go. So the idea of it sitting there is it's making something clearer for you. So again, this is a really beautiful gift that the universe gives us, I think, because like I said, I take an idea and I'm like, let's go. And there's a pause. There's a pause. It's like, are you doing it the most authentically that you can? Are you doing it from the right heart space? What's driving you? What's your motivation? And so it's just like this attention to how we're moving forward and what we're bringing with us. And again, this idea of what we're letting go. The sun is also, it's in opposition to Saturn. And Saturn is a separation. It's a, that's probably the best way. And whether it's, a relationship that we are letting go of, if it's physical, material things, but as we move forward, because the bottom line of all of this grand fixed cross that we're in, of all these fixed signs, again, that are Leo and Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio, all of this energy is very supportive. Even though like transformation and change is hard and it's in the fixed signs, and fixed signs don't really like change, it's a very supportive energy to just questions like, okay, so you want to get there. Do you need to bring this stuff? Whether that's a belief that you used to have, whether it's, like I said, material possessions that you used to have, if it's something that you just need to release and separate yourself from and saying, that doesn't serve me anymore. That is not helpful for this new place that I'm going. Because on a much, much, much bigger scene, we're moving out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius. It's phenomenal time to be alive, especially when we're committed to being fully, fearlessly, authentically ourselves. So one of the things that has come up for me, two things I want to share with you. I don't want to forget that I have a playlist for this Leo Aquarius moon, and it's called Coming Home. And the very last song on it is the song that I would love for you to listen to today. It's by Snap, The Power. You know it if you were around in the 80s. I got the power. So listen to that song. That resonates with me. But it's the very last song on the playlist, The Power. But one of the things that has come, oh my gosh, I just saw this crazy fish just jump in the pond that's in front of me. That was cool. One of the things that I've had to sit with is I've been sitting with this idea of, I call it the land of enchantment, like this place that we arrive to, that we work so hard to get to this place. And, also playing with the idea of happiness, and where, happiness, is not consistent. It's constantly changing, and it's not really an excellent objective to have happiness, because I think there's a little triteness to that idea, especially when we all need the darkness to see the light, so nobody wants to live in a full state of happiness necessarily. But then I was reading this book, and it talked about it's just one of those things where it clicked. Like I call it a click in the gumball machine, where it's like, and all the marbles all the gumballs kind of shifted. And it said that happiness is the result of fixing a problem. And for me, that resonates, and I changed that to happiness is the result of hard work. If any of you have been really looking at your inner temple, like what's going on, how you're showing up in the world, and examining and questioning who you are and what works and what doesn't, and why do I do this, and where does this come from, and what did I grow up believing, and do I believe that still, and does that help me? All the big questions that we ask ourselves, that's the hard work. And when you figure something out, you have a place of happiness, and that's when you're in your own personal land of enchantment. So I had a beautiful evening last weekend with my coworkers as we're kicking off the new school year. We went to go see the Chicks. There were 6 of us. who went to go see the Chicks out, you know, in the outdoor amphitheater here. And it was one of those moments of such happiness that I could cry just thinking about it right now, because it was so beautiful. The Chicks, if you don't know who I'm referring to, are the Dixie Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks. And last year they released an album called Gaslighter that I swear they wrote just for me and for my story. So I have a really, really strong connection to this album, because I would listen to it all the time, and just cry and dance and celebrate and feel so many feels, like so many feels. So to be there, my feet in the grass on this beautiful evening with that the first quarter moon behind us, and looking out like on this sea of people, which I haven't been around that many people in a real long time. I've been to a few concerts, but this one was like, people were there, so many people. And to have this direct line with the band and this very powerful feminine female band creating this beautiful music, I was having, I call it a musical therapy moment, just dancing and feeling and like crying and then laughing and just feeling such joy, such happiness. And there's a song for her where it I'm not gonna be able to pull up the lyrics right now, but it's like you know, every day, like, you get a little bit stronger and you work a little bit harder, and you do this for her, and whoever the for her is to you. It could be your inner person, for your children, for your mother, for your friends, for your sister. This idea of you do this for her, stand up, show love for her. And it's just, that's happiness. And it doesn't last. And that's okay, because it's in those moments where you're able to look and be like, I have healed some wounds. I have gone into the storm and I have addressed some things, and I'm a little bit stronger, and I have a whole lot more love to give. And it's such a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So yes, happiness isn't the goal in and of itself, but happiness, when we think of it as the result of hard work, that's what I wish for you. I wish you much happiness as we sit here in this grand cross of the fixed signs, and you know, question, what are we bringing forward? What are we doing? How are we moving forward? The energy is really, really big. I want to draw you back into your solar plexus, the idea of like harnessing the sun, capturing it down into the core of your belly, and letting that light shimmer out, let it sparkle out, let it be uniquely yours, and share it. It's time. It's time. We are done playing small. Am I right? Can we be done playing small? All right. I wish you all a beautiful day, a happy full moon. And as we watch the moon just kind of wane away, as we get, as it does, you know, even the moon always there showing us life is all about phases. We're not always in this happy state. That would be crazy. And neither are we always in the really depressive, sad states, because that's just, you know, not fun. I mean, I've been there for a long time. The moon is gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller. Release. What do you want to release as it gets smaller and smaller and smaller? And then I invite you to join me with the Sisterhood of the Moon. We'll be meeting virtually again, as we do. A little bit of a different date, because I am blessed to work at a school where we take our students camping for an overnight, our seniors. So I will be on a senior camping trip on, I believe it is Thursday, August 25th or 26th, whatever the Thursday is right before the new moon, where I typically hold my Sisterhood of the Moon virtual event. We are going to bump that date from Thursday to Tuesday. Look on letloverise.com for full details. Sisterhood of the Moon page on Facebook. I'll also put it in the link here at the description at the bottom, but I do welcome you to join me for that, to do some intention setting, to be with a really phenomenal group of these open-minded spiritual seekers who are just looking to live their most fearlessly, beautifully, unique, and authentic life. So that will be on Tuesday. I want to say it's August 24th, but I will double check the date to set intentions for the new moon in Virgo. So please join us for that. And otherwise, I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your light. Namaste.